I would like to start this video by simply asking, oh, I'm not centered, what assumptions you had about why I stopped reading True Beauty. I'm pretty sure this is like the first time you're seeing my face, and I would like to know what you thought, because we don't know each other like that, and I'm curious. Hello everyone, my name is Clumsy. I like to talk about otaku content that is stereotypically geared towards women. That is like shoujo, josei, shonen, shipping, webtoons, K-drama. I will be talking about it. And if these are topics that interest you, please consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. My channel has grown quite a bit and now at 140 subscribers, which I think is absolutely great. Thank you so much. I really love you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I really appreciate the progress I've made in such a short time. But today, I'm going to talk about True Beauty. I'm going to talk about True Beauty and why I stopped reading it. And before y'all start getting mad about, I don't know, people just like to get mad about anything. I don't know, if this is the reason you thought why I stopped reading True Beauty, thank you. Like, I don't know, great guess. I'm just really curious as to what you guys thought or what your personal reasons would be if you also stopped reading True Beauty. Please share them with me in the comments. But my genuine reason for not finishing True Beauty is because I suffer from really serious secondhand embarrassment, and I am very susceptible to cringing and being in pain and connecting with a character and feeling hurt when bad things happen to them. It happens to me all the time. I legit wrote a college essay about it and I got into the program I wanted to get into, so it was probably a good enough essay. And what am I talking about right here? I am talking about, I might be butchering how to pronounce her name because I haven't seen how to pronounce the end of the K-drama, because I didn't watch the K-drama because I knew it would only confirm what I think is happening, but I don't know because I stopped reading it. Basically, I'm talking about Seojun and Jugyeong's relationship. Okay? So, I've been reading True Beauty for I think a few years now. I don't know how long it's been going on, but it's been there for a while and I've been following it, catching up with all the latest chapters and stuff like that. And I really like Jugyeong. Sorry, not Jugyeong, sorry. I really like Seojun. I really like him. I really feel I'm really tired of these second leads just not having a chance, just being like kicked to the side for like the rich guy whatever thing, and I'm just like, no, he's such a good guy. But I don't know if this has happened or not. I just I'm using like my knowledge of webtoons and comics and shoujos to know that she's probably gonna choose Suho. I haven't confirmed it, but I feel like that's gonna happen. Please tell me in the comments so I can get over myself and finally just catch up and read and just accept that this is the case or this is not the case. So I guess I have to go through what True Beauty is about before I just go on this rant. I'm assuming you know what True Beauty is. I'm even wearing a dress today, which you can't see. That just defeated the purpose. But True Beauty is a webtoon about a girl named Jugyeong who has been bullied for not being pretty throughout her middle school and her middle school life. So she decides to learn how to put on makeup so that she can be seen as more attractive and basically rebrand herself in high school. And she has a love for like horror comics and makeup and stuff like that. And then she meets Suho.
I'm sorry, I'm here editing this and looking for pictures of Suho, but you cannot deny this is a fine man. A fine man.
Who also likes horror comics, but she sees him without her makeup, her actual like face, and they start arguing over comics, but then they become friends, and then of course it blossoms into love. And then there's this other guy who comes in. His name is Seojun.
There is a very nice, another very good looking man right here.
And he met her first in her full dolled up self, and at first he was like not really interested or cared, but then he starts to develop feelings for her. He's basically a very, it's not like an otherworldly concept, but it's really interesting. If you enjoyed K-dramas or like webtoons, if you read the webtoons, My ID is Gangnam Beauty, this is kind of similar. My ID Gangnam Beauty is a really great webtoon. I think it's like similar to True Beauty. So if you enjoyed My ID's Gangnam Beauty, you would enjoy True Beauty. But with that run through, I can start complaining. So, as I've said before, the main reason I stopped reading True Beauty is because I did not want to see Seojun lose or basically break up with Jugyeong. Now, why I like Seojun is he truly, well, like, I'm sure both of them do. He truly loves Jugyeong. You can tell that he really appreciates her, really, like, loves her, and basically, like, does what he can to have, like, a strong relationship with her, and always thinking about her, texting her. Like, he's such a sweet guy. Now, am I saying Suho isn't? No, but I will go into Suho later. I am here saying that I just love Seojun, and I also want to shout out Claire Siobhan, who will probably never see this video. I love you, Claire Siobhan. I love a lot of your videos. Thank you for also being Team Seojun. So, at first, he liked her for her looks. Now, before you come after him for that, don't act like you've never done it before. Like, first off, if there are any Hisoka fangirls in this video, please don't. If Hisoka looked like Mineta, y'all would not be fangirling him over him like that. I do not agree with the Hisoka fan base, the Hisoka fangirl fan base. So you can't judge Seojun for liking her first, or basically appreciating her first because of how pretty she is. That was her goal, wasn't it? To look pretty, and she achieved this, right? So we're gonna push that aside. Now, that because he met her with her full face of makeup, there was always this big concern of whether or not he would like her without makeup. That was a big running theme in the story, and whether or not she'd be accepted. But we actually come to find that Seojun meets Jugyeong without her makeup, and he's not even fazed. He doesn't care. Why? Well, we meet his sister, and his sister looks a lot like Seojun, and he doesn't care. He loves her. He's like, I should be he's like, as your boyfriend, I should be used to seeing you without makeup. And hello, they moved on. Now, when you start a relationship, look at me talking like I have a lot of dating experience. I do not, but like I have an idea. I know what things. I have friends who are in relationships. I read memes. You first start up with your best version of yourself in the beginning of the relationship. As you guys become more comfortable with each other, you begin to see more sides, less glamorous sides of each other, and I feel like there is room for that to develop with Jugyeong and Seojun. But I'm gonna come back to that. Remember that. Remember what I just said. Okay? Okay, fish, my thing timed out. Another reason why I like Seojun is that when Suho was basically withdrawing from Jugyeong because he's going through family issues, and there's nothing against him for doing that, because you need to do what you need to do to be in a good place. You should never enter a relationship if you're not in the bright mental state of mind where you have things you have to focus on. And there's nothing wrong with Suho going to do that. He decided, and I feel like that was the best decision for him to make at that time. And now that he's back later on in the story, like, you know, I respect him for making a decision. But Seojun stood by her the entire time, basically being the support structure that she kind of needed at that time. Maybe he could have been seen as a rebound, but technically Suho and Jugyeong never dated. They never became official. They never officially struck that line. You did recognize that chemistry between Suho and Jugyeong, which is why we actually read the comics. We wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be the main characters if there was no chemistry between them. And this is where we come into something. I think I would be doing a great disservice if I did not mention this. But basically, there's a point in the comic when Suho returns and Seojun becomes extremely jealous and possessive of Jugyeong. Now, was he right to do that? No, he was not right to do that. But did it make sense that he did it? Don't be getting mad. First, listen. This was gonna happen whether you liked it or not. Once they started dating and most eventually Suho was gonna come back, there was no way they were gonna avoid this encounter at all. It was supposed to happen. You should not be surprised. This is a comic. This is a drama. Of course this was gonna happen. Now, they're both pretty young. They're both I think these are like their first relationships. I don't know if they had relationships before. I don't know about Seojun's past. I do not think Jugyeong has had any relationships before Seojun. And basically, it is a learning curve. Now, I'm so proud of Jugyeong standing up for herself and telling Seojun that you need to trust me and know that I will not fall for Suho. Now, yes, that is what you should do, and I'm glad that they moved past it, because I feel like that is a conversation they should have had, and that they did have, and that they could mean that the relationship could become stronger. Now, Seojun's insecurity towards Suho was not uncalled for. Like, I don't think that Jugyeong, I'm hoping Jugyeong does not like steer towards Suho in any way, but he knows clear. Have you ever liked somebody and been like, when you like somebody a lot, you can tell when other people like them too. It's some sixth sense or whatever. So Seojun knew Suho still had feelings for Jugyeong. I don't think you'd be comfortable knowing, like, with your significant other being with somebody you know really likes your significant other. There's bound to be some bad blood, but they moved past it, and I appreciate that. Now I'm going to go to Suho, and then I'm going to branch back to Seojun and this thing, because it is a point I want to make. Now, do I dislike Suho? No. I like Suho. I was reading with the rest of y'all, enjoying the comic, shipping them together. Like, well, they weren't my main ship, like, because there's no question that she was going to choose them or whatever. Basically, loving their relationship together, just enjoyable every week, catching up. Now, what does Suho have? Suho is handsome. Like, they're both handsome, so it doesn't really matter. But like, yeah, Suho is a handsome guy. They both share an interest in scary movies together. Suho met Jugyeong without her makeup on, and now she's very comfortable seeing him without her makeup on. I'm going to come back to that. But Suho left. Now, is it his fault for leaving? No. Was it right for him to leave? If at that time, I feel like that's the best decision for himself. Now that he is back, I appreciate he's not aggressively trying to take Jugyeong away from Seojun or trying to interfere with their relationship, but you do know he still has feelings for her. Now, if you're to weigh the two guys, why do I like Seojun more? Like, okay, so Suho's rich, he doesn't have to work. So Seojun is out there working to provide for his family because he needs the money. I'm tired of the rich guy winning. I don't care that Suho's rich. No. Being rich is not important. Being able to maintain wealth is important. Having a wealthy mindset is important, because you can be rich and lose all that money if you don't have a wealthy mindset. That is why when people win the lottery, you meet them like 2-3 years later and they've lost everything. They've lost absolutely everything. I'm not saying Suho's like that. I'm saying it doesn't matter to me that he's rich. And people got upset with Seojun when he did not trust Jugyeong to be friends with Suho without them crossing any lines, or basically having her respect their relationship or staying faithful. People really gave Seojun like, oh, how can he do that? He should trust her. Now, I'm going to say something. Jugyeong should trust Seojun not to be worried about how she looks without makeup. She should trust him not to leave her or not see her the same way just because she's not wearing her makeup. Because he has seen her without makeup and he does not care. I don't think that should still be an argument as to why she should choose Suho. Because he has mentioned it, he has reflected it, and Jugyeong just needs to make the step to trust him now. Right? Because I don't think that should be an argument. She should be willing to show herself without her makeup. Because if we're going to blast Seojun for not trusting Jugyeong, I'm also gonna blast Jugyeong for not trusting Seojun for without her makeup. Because hello, it's not fair. Making that fact, stating that fact right there. The only thing Suho has over Seojun is that he likes scary movies. I'm not counting being rich. They both like scary movies. Now, I don't not having the same interest in one thing is not should not be a major discerning issue or major cutoff unless that's your main thing. But I don't think that's much of an issue that he is scared of scary movies. I think that is cute, and that brings about a bit of like balance, because you're not supposed to be like, you can have some similarities to get along with, but you don't have to be exactly the same with each other. I feel like Seojun being scared of scary movies is okay for their relationship, and that should be enough for her to like, for me to like lean towards Suho, right? There's something else I'm trying to look at here. Now, the current thing, so I guess where I stopped in True Beauty was when ST, which is the comics version of SM, basically comes to Jugyeong and is like, Seojun wants you to break up with him because of his career and blah blah blah, basically because Seojun is now becoming a K-pop idol, right? And that's where I stopped, because I just could not go through this thing again. Another roadblock coming in between their relationship, even though I think they're so cute together. And I know without a doubt Seojun will not be interested in, will not be unfaithful to Jugyeong when he becomes an idol. Now, will he get a lot of backlash for it? Oh my gosh, yes. Because you know, if you're watching this, you should be aware of how toxic the K-pop fandom can be towards their idols. It's so bad. Like, as an XOL, my heart goes out to Shen and everything he's doing. They better let him out to see the birth of his child. I am still supporting Shen. And basically, if word comes out that Jugyeong is dating Seojun, people will be like, because they even have like a friend there. She has a friend who basically represents the toxic K-pop community fandom, where she's like, oh my gosh, how dare you have a girlfriend? I'm supposed to be with you. No, for who? No, you are not. This is not your man. Like, he's your man, but he's not your man. Like, you can't just be there controlling him from they will have children, they will get married, and you will move on. How are you there moving on with your personal life, but you can't let this person live on with their personal life? Please, let K-pop idols be free. Like, gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna come up to my quick conclusion. I love True Beauty. I think it's a great K-drama. It's a very enjoyable, great webtoon. I have not watched the K-drama because I knew it would be ahead of the webtoon. It's a great webtoon to read. I may pick it up soon, probably during the summer, after somebody tells me whether or not I should be scared about what happens in the comments, because I just gotta mentally prepare myself. It's a great read. Just because your ship loses does not mean that it's a bad story, or you should egg or be mad, or we have a repeat of what happened with Tokyo Ghoul. No. So if that happens, just make sure you move on and enjoy the story, because this is fiction. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please give it a thumbs up. I can't wait to read what you guys thought my assumptions were, the reason why I stopped reading True Beauty were. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the topic. And yeah. If you're interested in checking out other videos, I do have more on the channel. I do talk about a lot of different comics and webtoons on here. And yeah, just check them out. Bye.